How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York. Last time we've been trying to get some stuff. We met some interesting people, specifically Hope. Ooh, Hope was interesting, but oddly intriguing, and a vampire of the modern age. She specializes in computer. She can multitask like a freaking, super genius. And is a big fan of subterfuge, which is very interesting. It's like, if you've watched her or read Steins Gate, she's like a female Daru gone insane. Otherwise, just know that she's good with the computer and probably lots of other stuff. Very, very interesting. Very excited to get to know her character a lot more. I also chased a few leads, like chasing away Frank, the reporter, and trying to figure out who's been stalking me. And if it seemed like someone sent me a guy who wanted to have me drink from him voluntarily, so maybe that was the guy, and if that was, I turned him away. I thought he was too suspicious. So I did that. Now we will rest and see what happens in the next morning / night. Morning. How does that work for vampires? I don't know. Alright. You come back to your haven after a long night out. Right before you open the door, you notice something strange. Oh, so this is us coming back right before dawn. The sound of television is coming from your apartment. Mad Men, if you're not mistaken. Ooh. That bodes poorly. You open the door, carefully peek in. A young, disheveled woman is curled up on your sofa. She has a blanket pulled on top of her and seems very comfortable. Next to her lies an obviously unconscious, preppy woman. Oh, hello. Boy, you look interesting. Oh, you're home. The woman reaches for the remote and puts Mad Men on pause. You weren't home, so I started started without you, you know? Netflix and chill. Yep. I had a bad feeling. Join me. There's space on the sofa. I brought us a snack. Oh boy. You didn't enjoy the one I gave you before, but this is a different type. The woman points lazily to the unconscious girl. Oh, I forget. My name is Adelaide. 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 I think it's Adelaide. Adelaide Davis. I like you a lot. Help yourself and settle in. Fetch. You know what? She's already here. I'm just gonna feed and just figure out what's going on. As Adelaide makes space from the sofa for you to sit down between her and the unconscious mortal. You lean to drink from the girl as Adelaide uses the remote to turn Mad Men back on. The girl moans sleepily as you drink from her, but doesn't wake. Her blood tastes pleasant and unhurried, a far cry from the adrenaline of blood you get from hunting a victim who knows you're coming. As you lick the girl's wounds closed and sit back on the sofa, Adelaide lays down and rests her head on your lap. You know what? Roll with the punches, I say. What on earth is happening here? Isn't this nice? Fetch, just straight to it. I've always liked Mad Men. Me too. Reminds me of another life, long ago. Even if it wasn't quite like it is on this show, I remember more blood and screaming. You watch the show together, taking small sips from the human every now and then. You didn't know vampires spent time like this. The door to your apartment opens. Your mind is elsewhere, and you react slowly. Sophie strides into your living room. Dang it! Why is she here? She has a key to your haven and never bothers to knock, of course. You're shacking up with Adelaide Davis, the scourge of Snug Harbor in the flesh. This is a new low for you, fledgling. I'm embarrassed for you, really. Perhaps I should not be surprised. Well, I wouldn't say shacking up. She just kind of appeared here, and I kind of rolled with it. But Adelaide, you better go. Adelaide glances at Sophie and gives you a quick kiss on the cheek. Sophie sighs. Adelaide leaves the room, making sure to give a wide berth to Sophie as possible. Sophie waits for the door of the apartment to close before she speaks. The Clan of the Moon. Did I not advise caution when dealing with them? As you watch, Sophie makes a phone call. 10 minutes later, 2 of her servants arrive to remove the unconscious girl sprawled on your sofa. You clearly need my help. It won't happen tonight, but let me see if I can resolve your stalker problem for real. You're left to wonder what Sophie's meant by that as she leaves your haven. Well, interesting. Ah, there she is. Okay, well, that leaves us with an interesting choice. crap on a cracker. Who am I more interested in? Hope or Adelaide? Because Adelaide definitely is intriguing. She's crazy. And Sophie definitely doesn't like her. I'm not sure I like her either. But she did save our lives. That's the thing. Huh. She saved our lives, but she might be crazy. Like, legitimately crazy. Like, I'm getting the yandere vibe from her pretty strong. And yet, I find her interesting. Hope's interesting too, but I'm also a little terrified of Hope. Which could make her a great ally, but it's also pretty scary. Adelaide... Oh, this is tough. Again, I know from like little insights I've gained before I played this that you don't have the time to try and follow up on all your leads. So if I make the choice now, I want to commit to it because I might not be able to go through the whole storyline for both of them. I just might not have that time. If I can, I think like the order is like between the Adelaide and Hope, and then Church Boy here taking a third seat. Still interesting, but I'm not sure if I'm quite committed to it quite yet. Adelaide. Washington 5-3, the other side of Hope. Interesting. So it might be interesting to learn more about her in person. Adelaide might be dumb. Interesting. Okay. I think this might be the last part of it. So I might just wrap this one up real quick. Visiting Elysium with Sophie is always a humbling experience. She's connected, well-known, and important. You're a nobody. You've always known this, of course, but it's especially apparent when you arrive with her. Everyone knows it's her, and she drinks it in like it's her birthright. That's Adelaide Davis. Let's go say hello. You spot the woman Sophie is referring to. Adelaide, your stalker, intense, disheveled, young-looking, a Molvakian, if you've understood correctly. As you approach, Adelaide smiles at you with a darting look of distaste towards Sophie. Don't worry, I don't judge people by the company they keep. That's sweet of you, darling. Let me say this straight. You can't keep doing what you've been doing. You have to leave my poor ward alone. Adelaide looks from Sophie to you and giggles. The sound might be rare in Elysium because it makes people glance toward you. I know she's making you do this. Don't worry. We'll be together again later. How would I... Here's the thing. I definitely don't want to just brush her aside. I don't have someone. I mean, I could with Hope, but I doubt it. But I don't know if I'd want to date her. Let's stay friends. I'm not ready for a romantic relationship with you, Adelaide. Let's stay friends instead. That's fine. Don't worry. We can stay friends. Friends who kiss and watch Mad Men together. Stop pushing a love story on me. Oh, you're such a tease, but I get it. I can wait. We are immortals. The years pass, but the feelings we have for each other are precious. Yeah, but yandere. You should know that. I'll always be there, somewhere. Invisible in the night. Sophie chuckles as Adelaide walks away. I suppose that went as well as could be expected. It seems you have a guardian angel. Have fun. As Sophie steps away to chat with her friends, you feel lonely. Surrounded by kindred, you're not sure anyone can really help you navigate this bizarre social environment. So I guess that technically is the end. So maybe she'll just pop up randomly when I need help. I can deal with that. Alright. Well, that's interesting. Now let's go and continue our story with Hope. When you get to the internet cafe, Hope is already waiting in front. The sight catches you off guard. Part of you suspected she might be more of a shut-in. My haven is my castle type. At Schumacher 2002. Perfect timing. We need to go for a ride. Get in. She doesn't wait for your response and jumps behind the wheel of the lavender vintage roadster instead. The engine starts roaring expectantly, causing everyone's heads to turn. Not wanting to attract needless attention, you quickly slip into the backseat of the car. The moment you shut the door behind you, the vehicle sets off, tires screeching. Alright, sorry for not bringing you up to speed first, but hey, this is New York City. Everyone's always in a rush, and this is even more true when you're kindred. Interesting car. I'm getting a very much like a, what's her name? I should know this. She's all over the place. Joker and what's the girl? Harley. She's very Harley-esque to me. Now, allow me to take care of some business and I'll be right with you. Even as she's zooming through traffic, she's still on her phone, of course. Nice car. How'd you afford that? Thank you. Lavender really brings out my character. Brings out its character, doesn't it? About affording things in the city, it's pretty hard. You gotta be on top of your game at all times. Might as well explain the business plan to you while I'm at it. So another extremely online mock based in New York goes by the name of Dev/Null told me to Google Ethereum a few years ago. That's how I got into Bitcoin. Ah, and I found a new religion. 23-year-old selling visions of governments replaced by benign code and decentralized consensus. Masses ruled by algorithms as just as the laws of physics. I don't know. YouTube's algorithm is really far from just. Idiot man-child inventors trying to shape their reality through sheer fanatical zeal and dedicated collectors of things abstract to rare SHA-256 decryptions. Her driving style is far more aggressive and dangerous than you're comfortable with. Is it just you, or does she peek into the rearview mirror more often than she looks straight ahead? A hyper-speculative environment where nothing here has real value, only abstract belief matters. Your life savings can be ruined by a single bullcrap tweet. How could I refuse the allure? I started buying low and selling high on a variety of shady 24/7 exchanges that allowed me with 100 times leverage, as in they'd lend me 100 times the capital I could bet with. I got lucky at the beginning, kept the ball rolling, shortening and longing, impulsively, recklessly. I got to the point where I became too big to fail, and that's when I cashed out. The car comes to an abrupt halt. You bump against the seat in front of you. Okay, the story will be continued later. We're here, right at our first stop. I'll need you to do me a favor. She's a lot more talkative. She talks only online, but she's a lot more talkative than anybody else I've ridden in a car with. First stop? Yeah, need to run a few errands tonight. This one's as simple as it gets. I was reading it in my normal voice because it's on text, but I'm just going to read it as her because this apparently is how she communicates. See that weird guy in the Yankees cap standing around the corner? Approach him. Tell him you're at young, hot, petite ingenue. Take the photo he gives you and bring it here. Get going, honey. It's illegal to park here. You jump out of the car and approach the man Hope has pointed out. Not a lot you can tell about him based on his appearance, that aside from the fact he seems pretty shady. The guy assumes a comically threatening pose as you approach him. Heck you want. I'm at young, hot, petite, and genuine. Oh, no offense, but I kind of expected a girl. I mean, no, yeah, my bad for assuming. Dang it. He takes the phone out of his pocket and covertly passes it to you. Everything has been prepared and preloaded according to your instructions. It should take about 2 minutes to transfer the data. Now get out of here. The man walks with an exaggerated hip-hop gait. You jump back in Hope's car. She immediately steps on the gas. You got the phone? You're the best. Pass it to me, please. She connects the two smartphones using a cable and begins some sort of data transfer. Looks like it's an identical model. After a minute or so, the process is complete. It's probably burner phones, and she transfers over everything occasionally to make sure she can't be traced. Alright, good, lovely. You served me well. Hope opens the car door, grabs her old phone. You're not smart enough to recognize the exact model, but it definitely looks like it has an $800 price tag slapped on it. Tosses it out the window. Surprised, you look behind you and see a car in the opposite lane run over the abandoned device. Hope notices your quizzical look. I've been needing a lot of burner phones lately, and I'm not going to get used to some cheap pieces of crap. So it's a pretty expensive necessity. Intersection red light. She takes advantage of the moment to shoot a driving selfie that strategically excludes her face and uploads it to Instagram. You notice her handle there is Versace Beauty. Now I was telling you a story. Cashing out. Right. At some point towards the end of 2017, I became convinced I needed to cash out. There was no way the bubble was going to last forever. I always knew there'd be no grapes of wrath for the cryptocurrency era. It would be a series of profound antisocial, disconnected events. The whole cryptocurrency was a decentralized church of lone millennials who rejected all established modern values and kept atoning for the original sin of not buying Bitcoin back in 2013. Another abrupt last-second turn. You're pressed against the window. What the heck is with her driving style? Bet a life you'll never wanted to live anywhere to get a chance to win a priceless pile of nothing. Untethered yourself from all worldly desire, find joy in suicidal adulation. To this day, money holds no real value for me. It's an abstract as a video game score, a bunch of numbers on the screen. The joyless world changes me forever. I knew I had to escape. So I took my piles of fictional dollars to a new arena, elite New York City social circles. Not because I wanted to scam them to make more, but because I wanted to finally have some gosh darn fun. I mean, of course I had to scam them in the process, but that was only in service of becoming something more than a star, a constellation. Another abrupt stop, this time next to an entrance of a crappy-looking back alley. Alright, friend, time for your leaky gut syndrome, whistleblower extraordinaire. Whenever a press sneak F wants to leak, you got it. Got it? Sorry for putting you out there in my place, but I only personally contact people as a last resort. It gets harder to protect my identity each time I show my face. And since I've got you, our man is waiting for you this back alley. He's paying back a favor with a flash drive containing crucial information we need to stay safe in the city. Retrieve it. I'll circle the area, make sure that we're not in danger right now. When you're done, get back here and I'll pick you up. Everything clear? Good. You exit the car and drives away in a hurry, then head into the narrow passage. I wonder if we're being followed. Sure enough, there's a man waiting for you at the end of the back street, unshaven, wearing wrinkled clothes with a nervous eye tick. He looks even dog-eared than the last guy you met. Dodgier. That's it, not dog-ear. Dodgier. When you approach, he gives you a mean look. You lost or something? I have leaky gut syndrome. You said you got a little something that might interest me. Of course. Straight to the point, aren't you? Right then. Clumsily, he produces a USB stick from the front shirt pocket and holds it out before your face. When you reach for it to take it, he pulls his hand back and gives you a sly grin. Getting all this data was risky, you know? Miss Montgomery is an unusually secretive person. Digging up dirt on her took more effort than I expected. Effort that should be rewarded, I think. The more you ask around about her, the more you expect a letter saying, give up your inquiries where you're completely useless. At the doorstep, perhaps attached to a severed cat head. Catch my drift. The secrecy surrounding her screams, friends in high places, brave new world order, Illuminati stuff. You know, it makes me think I deserve some hazard pay. I think we'll start walking away. Try to imagine what Hope would do if she ever were in your place, and you simply turn away and start walking back where you came from. Calmly, wordlessly, no negotiations. Just as you're about to walk out of his sight, you hear an annoyed grunt behind you. Alright. Should have put you on the spot like that. My bad, okay? Get back here. You turn around and look at the journalist expectantly. He sighs and extends the hand holding a flash drive toward you again. You take it. Oh yeah, one more thing. Not really sure what it's about, but one of my informants claims you might be interested in this. He reaches in his inner jacket pocket and presents you with something wholly unexpected. It's a bag of blood, simply labeled as ABRH. You take a closer look, but that doesn't answer any questions that just appeared in your mind. You peek into the journalist's cold blue eyes and see them twitch uncontrollably. Don't ask me. They said you'll know what to do with it. Leaky gut. Come on, take it. I'll take it. Fine, I'll take it. You grab the blood. Anything else? I don't think so. Thanks for your cooperation. Another eye twitch and an awkward silence. You hide the blood bag into your clothes and leave the alley the way you came. Hope's car appears behind the corner just as you walk onto the street. Doesn't even fully stop when you approach, but slows down just enough that you can climb in. The moment you close the door, she leans to the gas pedal with her full strength, causing the engine to roar. Her driving style definitely doesn't reflect how laid back she seems as a person. We got it? You throw the flash drive onto the seat next to her. Perfect. Any problems? How did the meeting go? You relate the entire back alley encounter to her. Toward the end of the story, you notice she's not staring at the road on her phone, but directly at your face. The realization startles you. You got that bag of blood with you? You place it on the seat next to her. She peeks at the label. She looks at it again. Then she steps on the brakes. Fetch, 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 fetch. I'm okay. She grabs both the bag and the flash drive you've obtained and throws them at the window. Looks like their favorite method of taking care of problems. That bag was a message. AB negative used to be my blood type. It's the rarest one, found in less than 1% of the United States population. Glad you didn't drink it. Who knows what they've done to the bag. Some New York City vet can tell you wild stories about using irradiated blood to locate and kill other kindred. Ooh, that's a crazy idea. And I kind of had a suspicion. Drinking it was probably the wrong idea. Seriously? Glad I didn't drink from him. Better safe than sorry, yeah. Still, I wonder if they would have done anything to his blood. That would be some kind of 5-dimensional chess move. But yeah, this contract is compromised. You need to be cut off. It needs to be cut off. Goodbye, my journalist frenemy, and goodbye, dear leaky gut syndrome. You both have lived your usefulness. After a brief period of hesitation, she deletes the whistleblower extraordinaire account in size. Another one bites the dust. I've got another story to finish. I was talking about Bitcoin, and then... where did I stop? New York City elites. Oh, right. You know who saw the real face of the city? Anne Delavy. Ever heard of her? A Russian working-class girl born as Anna Sorokin. She moved to New York in 2013 and convinced everyone that she was an insanely rich trust fund kid, a wealthy German heiress. Manhattan elites totally fell for it, and they bought it for years while she swindled them. She got arrested in 2017 after having stolen almost $300,000. Sorokin created her Delavy persona out of thin air, convinced everyone that she was going to set up an art fund, and kept tasting all of the life's purest pleasures while being basically broke. She never made up a fake family financial advisor. She even made up a fake family financial advisor, then killed him off when he became a liability. Apparently, most of her rich victims never admitted to being scammed out of shame. By now you're sure the way she scrutinizes her surroundings, her reckless driving, she's trying to escape somebody. Now, Delvy's locked up with the murderers and Rikers, writing her memoirs, apparently picking a lot of fights. Bless her heart, she'll forever be an inspiration. But I have more advantages than she ever did. I have my own considerable fund. I can rely on many more made-up people than just some old financial advisor. A whole bunch of fake content creators and influencers that every rich dummy wants to get in touch with and collaborate. Makes it super easy to earn more money than I invest. Ooh, that's a scary idea. You've seen it firsthand, both as a deceiver and as a deceived. In a city of illusions, make non-existent money, come up with a fictional status, play nonsensical Camarilla games. And one day you might just find yourself at the top. Alright, we're reaching our last stop. You look around, you're coming up on a parking garage. You're going to take the elevator to the 70th floor. Give the masked man you meet at the front door this memory card. It contains an art house movie I've made. You made it? Wait, you made it? What are you, dense? You've seen me rehearse in my haven. You don't think I was doing that just for show, did you? I've found some filthy rich Manhattan pervs who pay a fortune toward a convincing vampire cam show. I don't need money, but their IT industry connections gave me an idea. When we give them the memory card, we'll gain access to tech that should allow us to take my biggest enemy in the city. So your nickname this time is going to be... a crash. You're momentarily dazed and can't immediately understand what happened. The first thing you know for sure is, if you were still a normal human being, you'd be dead for sure. You replay the last few seconds in your head. The other car appeared out of nowhere and crashed into Hope's vehicle at the maximum speed it was able to achieve in the closed-off space. Fetch! That escalated quickly. The driver had already managed to kick open the mangled door next to him and stumbled out of the seat. Now he wordlessly approaches the truck and takes a large-caliber silenced pistol out of it. He starts approaching the lavender wreck of Hope's car, obviously ready to finish the job he started. You have to be fast and violent if it's you or him now. Well... we're gonna use our powers because I just got rid of my blood, but this seems like the time. Your instinct takes over. I need to drink again. Dang it! The world stops moving as you start running. He can see you, of course, but not a well-defined shape. It's a blur at a speed of faster than his aim. He gets closer to him. He's scared. He's next to him. He's terrified. A series of superhumanly swift punches ruptures his body in all sorts of horrifying ways. His world briefly turns to an ocean of agony and then disappears forever. You stand above the gunman's body, trying to calm yourself and your killer instincts. That's when you hear a voice. Ugh. Hope slithers out of the car and sees you standing over your assailant. Huh, you did pretty good. She approaches the body of the driver you killed and kicks it so she can take a better look at it. Upon seeing the front of the corpse, she lets out an annoyed grunt. I knew it'd be this butthole. He's been following us all day, and I know just who he belongs to. Even before she's done talking, she's already trying to reach someone through a video call. Eventually, she succeeds. You see a nonchalant woman in business casual on her smartphone screen. Kara Montgomery? How may I help you? Kara. Hope. Didn't expect you to ever reach me through this channel. Have you thought things through? Wait, did something happen? Did something happen? Your effing ghoul just tried to kill me, you crazy bee. That's what effing happened. Okay, ghoul. A minion created by giving a bit of vampiric vitae to a mortal without draining them of blood first, which will create a vampire instead. Right. Makes them strong, harder to kill, but still mortal. Calm yourself, for goodness sake. That's a baseless accusation. I know he's from Double Spiral. He's been working at your company. He's been working for your company. Come on, you know I can't be held responsible for independent actions of my subordinates. Why don't we just meet up and talk it out? Hope disconnects the call and instantly blocks Kara from contacting her. You corporate craphead. You make me sick. Tired, she turns her gaze to the dead ghoul. I'll dispose of him. Help me put him in my car. Can the car still run? 30 seconds later, his body's laying in the backseat of the lavender-covered wreck. Okay, good. You take a look at the scene of carnage in front of you. Every second we're here gets us closer to serious masquerade violation. I'll have to exchange my palmady or worthy masterpiece for the goods some other time. She gets behind the wheel and you follow her inside the car. Meet me in my haven when I tell you it's safe. For now I need to dump this butthole somewhere, get the car fixed, and plan our counterattack. You guide Hope to your haven. She drops you off, and before she leaves, she makes what's about to come perfectly clear. If we want to survive in the city, Kara Montgomery needs to die. She disappears into traffic, and you disappear into your place. Yeah, I kind of agree that we were getting kind of caught in the crossfire, but they would have tried to kill us too. Alright, well, that was intense. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Yay! So much happening. Sophie requests your presence tonight and seems urgent. You find her already waiting for you and clearly pondering something. It takes a few minutes of awkward silence before she speaks. I require your assistance, Protag. There's a matter of great importance I need to ask you to resolve for me. You will find what I'm about to say surprising, I'm sure, but I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important anarch figure in New York City and arrange a meeting for us. Interesting. I'll be setting a trap, right? That meeting, it's a trap, right? You need me to set it up so you can deal a blow to them. No, not immediately anyway. I intend to meet with them in good faith. I realize how ridiculous that might sound to you. You will find that with this, as with many other things, the Camarilla's policies have more than their share of hypocrisy inherent in them. Comes hand in hand with using medieval power structures. What we are forbidden to do, the prince may willingly do. Some of these things can be done in the open, while others are kept secret as to not invite discord and discontent. I need to contact a man named Torque. He's an influential member of the movement and, like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarilla. That's why I'm sending you to extend my invitation. What are you scheming? What are you scheming, Sophie? Say I arranged a meeting. What next? I have something to offer Torque. A chance to set things straight, both for the Anarchs and for us. Especially for us. From my limited sources adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that you're the best chance to speak with Torque as the first meet with his right-hand woman, Mia. She's a regular at a club called the Leech Pit. I think it would be best if you presented yourself as an Anarch, hopeful. A fledgling looking for a place of belonging. Only after you talk to Torque directly should you mention my name in the meeting. Lying to them won't make them trust me. I don't think that's the right approach. Lying to them won't make them trust me. When they find out the truth, they won't be happy or eager to work with us. That might be true, but if you tell Mia outright I sent you, she's likely to cut you off. She hates our sect, and it would be difficult to make her listen to reason. After tonight, I suggest we do not speak of this again until you arrange the meeting. There are many who would jump at the chance to use this against us. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done, even if it requires additional legwork. I trust you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, but that's all the time I can spare tonight. What I'm asking for you to do is part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. I'll do my best. I know you will. Check with Gregory for the address of the Leech Pit. Have me introduce you to Torque. Once she does, tell him you wish to meet. Let him pick the time and place, but let it be soon. If he proves too guarded, tell him I have something that will help him gather allies against Boss Callahan. That should pique his interest. Good luck, and obviously not a word about this to anyone else, not even any new friends you might have made in recent nights. This stays between us. The way she says that final sentence suggests a not-so-veiled threat, but her warm smile belies that impression. No, it's a threat. You want Takira to keep trusting you. You wouldn't want to disappoint her. And that's probably her influencing us right there. Gregory gives you the address. The club is in Brooklyn, apparently some kind of a heavy metal bar with a dedicated concert space. Time to pay this Mia a visit. Oh boy, it's going to be noisy, isn't it? The place is teeming with people tonight. You arrive in the middle of the concert. The music's loud, almost deafening, and it takes you a while to get used to it. Alright, my throat's getting a little sore. 1 second. I realize it's a very female-heavy episode. The noise hurts your ears. The venue isn't suitable for this kind of music, and none of the instruments sound the way they should. The cacophony sets you on edge. I guarantee you in my editing I've turned this down, because it's really loud. A group of a few dozen patrons are packed together, and the smell of their sweat and youth is sweet and youthful, except blood overwhelms you momentarily. It's with some difficulty that you turn to the task at hand. You've heard your share about the Anarchs and how they fit into kindred politics, but you've only had your short encounter in Corona Park, on which to base your actual opinion of the faction. That night may have just been a horrible first impression, but you're keeping your guard up just in case. I'm absolutely doing a feeding opportunity. First things first, the atmosphere of this place is distracting you. With the beast nagging to be fed, you're to put your best foot forward. You best get the need out of the way temporarily. The place brims with opportunities. You decide it might be easiest to grab a somewhat drunk concert goer that strikes your fancy and see whether they'd be willing to indulge you. Sure enough, you chat up the tipsy patron, hit it off quickly, augmenting your charm with the power of your blood and in the interest of time. You don't catch her name. She'd been waiting for her boyfriend, but he hasn't showed. She was pretty much ready to dump him anyway, so hey, here's the new beginnings. Another vodka shot disappears down her throat. She kisses you on the mouth, super sloppy. The alcohol in her breath is overbearing. You take your chance and kiss her neck, then bite down. Yeah, her evening's drink definitely colors the way her blood tastes. Alcohol and melancholy. Not a combo you're unfamiliar with. Somebody smacks you on the head and rips you off the girl just as you lick the wounds closed. He throws you to the ground. Uh-oh, the boyfriend. The argument they get into as your victim seemingly immediately sobers up and gives you a chance to mix in with the now dispersing crowd. The concert is over. A hand on your shoulder, you instinctively tense up and prepare to dodge a punch. Instead, you come face to face with a lanky woman in a jacket 2 sizes too big for her frame. Follow me behind the bar, Lick. I've got a few questions, and you better give me snappy answers if you know what's good for you. She leads you through the bar back door and leads into a side room. In the metal band posters are plastered on every wall, some of them 20 or more years old, judging from the tour dates. An old sticky table with some rickety chairs are the only pieces of furniture here. Sit down. Sure. You take a seat as the woman leans against one of the walls. The name's Mia. I'm guessing your visit isn't a happy coincidence. I don't know you. You're either new to New York or keep an outstandingly low profile. Both sound suspect. So before we take these pleasantries further, answer me this. Who do you run with? I'm independent. I don't bow to anyone. Isn't that adorable? Listen, fledgling. You don't get to be in this fresh in the game and not pick a side. Those Second Inquisition Fs are all too happy to pick on delusional kids like you. So are the Cams. They offer you rewards aplenty for your servitude, but never actually deliver. Fortunately for you, there's another option. But before I get into that, let's get one thing out of the way. She leans in. If this is some clever ploy to oust me from my domain, or if you're just here to spy on me and the movement, I'll make sure you don't enjoy the undeath much longer. Got it? You can tell this is a purely rhetorical question. Right, here's the pitch. The Camarilla like to think they're the vanilla option, with the Prince be pan-hard pretending that they were always in charge, but New York's never been fully Cammy City. They might have won the city in '99, but the Cans have had their butts handed to them many times over the years, and the movement's been here at least as long as they have. Heck, I moved to New York City before World War II, and that was a good while after I saw the Camarilla for what they are, a way to keep us all subservient and in line. The Ivory Tower will tell you that the only safeguard for the traditions, and that's kind of the problem. There's only one tradition we in the movement feel should be respected, the Masquerade, obviously. Everything else, ask the Prince. She'll tell you it's the logical continuation of the Masquerade, but really it's just a way to keep the elders powerful and in control. She actually kind of has a point. I'm pretty sure that's right. She grimaces. But here's the thing. For all the talk of us bloodsuckers being solitary creatures, we need a community to keep up the Masquerade. Community, yes, but authority? Not so much. We need a council of peers to keep the buttholes power-drunk fledglings in check, but not a feudal prince to tell you where to feed or who to hunt down when they step on her toes. She takes a brief break from her indulgent rant. Sounds too good to be true. Mia bares her teeth in a predatory smile. You better believe it. Sure, we still have to struggle with the urges of our kind, but it's safer, more fair. We're as free as our condition permits, but unlike Autarchus, we don't stand alone. So, Autocrus, the unbounded. Vampires who remain outside the larger kindred society of a given city, either by ignorance or choice, usually considered anarchs by members of the Camarilla, although most unbound have nothing to do with the movement. Normally, a guy by the name of Callahan has been overseeing the movement's agenda in New York City for the past few decades. Most follow his lead. Most, but not you. You make it sound like that's most, but not you. Yeah, not me. If you're concerned about being well received in the city, you might need to go through Callahan, but if you're serious about the anarch cause itself, he's not your guy. Callahan eats up fledglings like you and craps out self-preservation. His position as Baron is mighty shaky now, not least due to the fact that he's backstabbed more than his share of allies. Baron. At its most basic, a Baron is a strong anarch who controls territory or wields authority over those living in it. One of the most common types of Barons is the Lick, who has a city, neighborhood, or even just a building. The other common type is a Baron who attempts to control an entire city on his own, a local strongman. He behaves suspiciously like a Camarilla prince. Yeah, that's a little convenient. So he's doing what any other old fart in a position of power would do. He's doubling down. Negotiations are out, intimidation is in, tightening rank as a precaution against the Second Inquisition. She surprises you by hacking and spitting on the ground in disgust. If you spend some time with the Cans, that should sound very familiar to you. He's no better than Panhard and her cronies at this point. No, you need to contact Torque, and wouldn't you know it, it's your lucky night, because I'm the lick to do it through. How is Torque different? How is he different from Callahan? You really... Mother effer, you really asking for it. Her anger flares up again. I'll pretend that was just a naive question, not a half-butt jab. Of course it was naive. Torque is a leader, a local baron who's overseeing a small domain, but doing a very good job of it. Callahan knows this, so he's giving him crap. Torque is taking it like a champ. He's smart like that. For one of us rebels, he's got the patience of a saint. Makes you think back to how things used to be back when, if the stories are to be believed. Anyway, you want to meet him? I'm going to require a show of goodwill first. Or I could just ask elsewhere. Or, I could just walk out of here and ask some other anarch to direct me to this guy. Huh, smart. Only not really. See, Torque isn't going to know you asked for him. I'm good at describing people in detail. If he sees you anywhere near his crib, you're going to regret it. No hard feelings. It's just a safety measure. You get him through me, or you don't get him at all. Care to reconsider? Okay, fine. Alright, fine. What is it you need doing? She flashes you in a mischievous half-smile. I appreciate your readiness, but I don't have the details just now. Ask me at the bar when you're able. I'll leave something for you, and we'll take it from there. Now come on, I gotta go. She walks you out of the bar, and you go your separate ways. Seems like there's nothing more you can do to return here later and see if Mia could really help you contact Torque. Interesting. Alright, I'm getting a little tired, but we're just, well, I think this is a good place to stop. It's a little shorter than other episodes, but there's a lot that happened. And I think I'm not only is my voice starting to kind of give out from all the conversations in female, because that's harder on my throat, I also think there's a lot to digest here, and we want to think about what our next steps are. It looks like part 3s tend to be like the end of stories. So I'm not sure, like we might be able to wrap up all 3 of these guys' stories pretty soon. And we know we got a couple more nights, so I'm gonna have to decide which of these 3 I want to wrap up first. I like Frank, and I also think Hope would be really good to work for. We'll have to see. Interesting. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? Like, who would you pick between these 3? Faith and Myth, a noisy reporter, or her master's voice? I'm curious, and I could possibly be swayed at this point, because I'm pretty on the fence, so I'd love to have your input. But for now, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. As always, it's a pleasure having you here. Man, this is interesting. I'm really enjoying this. I'm glad I picked this up, and thank you to the creators who made it. And also, again, I mentioned this in episode 1, but they sent me this copy for free. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and I hope that you're able to continue making projects like this. I wonder if you'll be able to do other genres. Like, Vampire the Masquerade's awesome, and I'm definitely happy to see it explored. But if you're going to be tackling other, like, narratives in that regard, I'd be interested to see a game structured like this, but from, like, maybe a Dungeons and Dragons perspective, or Starfinder perspective, you know, something sci-fi or that, but like with such a drawn-out lore and a collaboration with an IP, could be really cool. But yeah, anyway, that's just me just thinking off the top of my head here. Until next video, watching me, I have to see me in next. I'll see you there.